Alrighty, I just made a video, literally just made it, my torn off leg. I feel like I can explain things a little bit better than I did in that last video, especially pertaining to the bone transport. What they did with the bone transport, I'll show you the leg again with the external fixator. The way the bone transport worked was they broke the bone. I had these two rings on the top end of my tibia, which went to about there. There was a 2.5 inch gap in between these two rings, in between these two spikes, and then there was the bottom end of my tibia. So originally this spike was way up in this area somewhere. What they did was they broke the bone all the way through. They drilled holes all the way around, and then broke the bone all the way through. And I originally, instead of these all-thread struts, I had struts that crisscrossed throughout the frame that I was able to adjust 1 millimeter a day to split the bone where it broke, 1 millimeter a day to close up the gap, the 6 centimeter, 2.5 inch gap that was in between here. So basically, as I would split the bone here 1 millimeter a day, that would fill in with new bone, and it would close up 1 millimeter's worth of that gap. So once I was done, which took 75 days, you don't always go a full millimeter a day. It's kind of hard to explain, but it took 75 days to go through the complete process of moving the section of broken off bone down that 2.5 inches to close up the gap. So what I have now is, in this area they call it regenerate bone, which was where the bone was splitting. New bone would fill in each day, so it's a continuous piece of bone all the way through, but the section right through here is very soft and I wouldn't say brittle, it's just very soft. It's not hard bone yet, as well as the site where the two bones came together. They call that the docking site. So I have to keep this frame on for double the amount of time that it took to transport the bone, which means 150 days after the 75 days of bone transport. That's 225 days total of having this frame on, and that 150 days can change. More than likely not lesser, and more than likely it would increase, depending on how well everything heals, how long it takes the bone to harden. So it's September 7th today, and our best guess is that this frame will be coming off at the end of October, beginning of November. So I've got a few more months to go. Right now I'm in the phase called the consolidation phase, which is the two spaces, the regenerate space and the docking space. That gives that time to harden. And this frame keeps everything in place and rigid so that that is allowed to harden without being moved or any fluctuation or anything like that. I'm currently in physical therapy twice a week. I also do exercises at home. I am full weight bearing, which means I can put full weight down on this leg. Obviously I can't, I'm allowed to, but I can't quite do that yet, as I have what they call foot drop, where my ankle, I can move my toes, but I can't really move my ankle except manually, and I can only move it that much. So once I get my ankle loosened up a bit more, which could involve a surgery on the Achilles tendon, basically where they call it a tendon release, which lengthens the tendon so that I can pull my foot back all the way. Because if you can't lift up your foot, you can't walk. So I'm in the process of trying to stretch out that tendon in PT and get my ankle more flexible. That way I can get my foot flat on the ground and try to actually put more weight on it, because right now when I try to put weight down on it, I'm on the very tips of my toes trying to put that weight down, and that hurts like hell. So if I can get that foot flat on the ground, I'll be able to put more weight down on it. But I'm currently putting a pretty large amount of weight down. I'd say at least 50 to 60% of my full weight down on it currently. I just kind of have to do it in special ways where I kick the leg out. You know, I'm not standing straight up and down, and then I push onto it, and you know, a few different exercises at PT. I hope that explains the bone transport a little bit better. And yeah, if you have questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know. I'm absolutely dying to hear them, how I can make these videos better, and as things progress, I will make more videos. So, thanks again. Subscribe, watch them. I'll be posting updates. I've got a few older videos that weren't originally intended for YouTube, but they're on here. This is only my second video that I intend to put on YouTube, so questions, comments, suggestions, please. I'm dying to hear them. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.